Hey there. This is the time of year that I know a lot of people are thinking about love. And maybe they've got plans for somebody special that they love. Maybe they're going to buy a gift from me or something like that, gift basket or whatever. But thinking about this time of year, you may be in a situation where, you might need to apologize to your lover, somebody, your significant other, or maybe in general, maybe you just owe somebody an apology. Okay. I wanted to make you aware of something. If you've never heard of the 5 love languages, right? Well, on the website, the 5 love languages, his name is Gary Chapman. It's a book. He actually has a new book now. Well, I don't know. It's not really new, but he has what's called an apology language quiz. And it's really kind of a way to decipher. You could take a quiz and decipher what is your apology style. Like what means the most to you. Like how somebody can apologize to you that makes you feel like they're sincere, I guess is the only way of putting it. And anyway, it's on his 5 languages, the 5lovelanguages.com. If you go to that website, okay, if you go there, you will see that he has this, trying to get my thing to stay. Hold on. Okay. Anyway, I have it on my phone. You can actually just go to the website, and if you want, you can take the quiz. I really like it though, because first of all, I like the questions in the quiz. I like these questions because it also gives you some words that you can possibly say to maybe somebody that you need to apologize to. And I really like them. So I'm going to read a couple of them to you. But in this quiz, the quiz is basically saying it's like for you to take the quiz yourself, right? And it says, it's more meaningful to me when I hear someone say than ... right? And it makes you answer the question, and it'll give you 2 different options. I don't know if you can see that. It'll give you 2 different options. Okay. And then you pick the one. And after you answer about 25 questions, it's going to go through. It's very easy. It's going to give you your style of your apology style. And it's probably also the way you would apologize to others. So, because a lot of times the way we like to receive love, we do tend to show love, but not always. It's not always 100%. But by default, unless we have learned some other behavioral pattern, you will tend to show love the way you like to receive love. And when I say unless you have learned some other behavioral pattern, I mean from your parents, from a past lover or something like that. Unless you have actually learned to do something different or be a different way, you might like to receive love through touch and affection and maybe words of affirmation, but you might actually show love in gifts. You might show love by gift giving or giving money, things like that. And that might be because that was the way you grew up, the way you saw your father love your mother. You might have also had a mother who, made you buy her things or spend money on her. And that was how you actually showed love. But it doesn't necessarily mean that that was the way you like to receive love. Okay. And that kind of goes hand in hand with this apology style. Because for example, for me personally, I took the quiz. For me personally, my love language, my first love language is quality time. And my second, which they're actually almost very equal. They're literally, when I have taken a quiz, I'm literally neck and neck. They're almost very equal. Quality time is just 1 point. It was 1 point higher or something. But my second one is acts of service. And so acts of service, is doing things for somebody, like getting gas or washing their car, or cleaning up or something like that in the house, or, but basically doing something that's going to take one task off of another person's list. Okay. So like whatever that is, if they have a lot to do, like cooking dinner, laundry, or running errands, things like that. Now, because I actually like to receive love that way, that's like my second most valuable way of expressing love or accepting love. I also show love in that way. I tend to be a task person. Like I tend to like do things for people, and that is the way I show love. That's pretty much the way, like that's the way I show love. And so like it's funny because I had a guy that I was dating. He he makes me laugh because he says that his car was completely utilized. He had a truck, and I, was always like putting stuff in the truck to make things life convenient for him and easy for him, the way I did it for myself, because I'm in my car a lot too. And it was like just little things that I would see that needed to get done, whatever, hand sanitizer and wipes and scissors and things like I tend to be that kind of a person, and I tend to do that for any and everybody. Even my son, when he bought his new car and we went and got it and picked it up, and I literally was like, okay, wait, we're not leaving. Let me get, and I got everything, wipes and sanitizer. And I remember, I think I put tape in his car, and I think I might have even put scissors in his car as well. Something, I paper towels or whatever. Oh, I put his, the thing to hold your phone so he could be hands-free. And I did the same thing for my friend too. Like I made sure he was completely hands-free, because that's like safety to me, and that's like an act of service, right? Because I want to make their life easier. I do that for my friend all the time, who she has the kids and everything, and she's very busy. So I'm always trying to do like different acts of service for her. That's just the way I am. If I love you, you're going to know, because I do things for you. And anybody who has ever been around me and I love you, you're going to know that that's how I do. I can even be a nitpicker sometimes. Like my mom one time told me the story. She said that when we were at our Bible study one night, that this an older sister in the congregation came up to my mom and said, "Boy, your daughter really loves you." And my mom said, "Why?" and she said, "Because every time I look at her, she's over here fixing your lipstick and I'm primping you." And I guess I was young. I think I was like, I don't know, 8 or 6 or 7. I don't know. But anyway, my mom was like, "You were always doing that." Some people find that and could take that to be a little judgmental if you're trying to fix them or fix their car or fix stuff. But it's not. For me, it's definitely a way that I just show love. And because I'm that person that if I love you and you have spinach in your teeth, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to literally like, hey, we need to clean that up. If I don't love you, I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to just be like, okay, whatever, like I'm not, like whatever, you got spinach in your teeth, that's your fault. That's your problem, not mine. But if I say something, it's because I love you, okay? So anyway, when I took the test, though, when I took this apology language quiz, I came back as, let me find it on here. I came back as, your primary apology language is planned change. It says planned change. And it gives you like a whole like percentage of like, I don't know if you can see that. There's the name of it. And then it gives you like the percentage. So what I think is cool is that there's these different languages: plan change, make resolution, expressing regret, request forgiveness, and accept responsibility. I am apparently 40% plan change and 28% make restitution. And so then it gives you a whole, like, you can read about basically plan change. So now, but before I do this though, I want to read some of the questions. So, because I really like these questions. I think that they can be helpful in giving you like words to say to somebody. Like they can really be helpful. And if you lack the ability of communication or words, and I say this because everybody is gifted in different ways, and we know this is true. I have the gift of gab. At least I've been told that, and I think it's true because I do like to talk. But a lot of people don't have that gift. My first husband, he didn't, and he But I could always see in his facial expression, I could always tell in his face, and I could always sense and feel what he was thinking. Okay, I could always, it was something, it was hard to explain, but it was like he didn't need a lot of words for me to get him, right? But he always needed help with what to say. Okay, and so I really, when I was going through this test, I really was thinking like, this is really good if you need to know like what to say, especially if you know your girl or your guy really well and you know her love language, or you kind of catch her vibe, her style. Okay, but anyway, so I'm gonna read a couple of questions that they want you to answer, but how they sound good if you need to apologize. Okay, let's see. It says it is more meaningful to me when I hear someone say, okay, one of these two options: I deeply regret having embarrassed you like I did, or our friendship is really important to me. Will you please forgive me? Okay, so then you got to answer one of them. Okay, so you just pick whichever one, and then it goes to the next question as soon as you pick one. Okay, and now here's another one. Okay, I admit I made a big mistake. The next one: I want to grow from this experience. Would you be willing to help me figure out steps to handle this type of situation better? Okay, so like, seriously, like, okay, so then when you pick it, I'm going to pick the bottom one. You see, now it goes to the next question. But like, I really like the way that it's worded. You know, I just feel like if I was a person that really lacked speaking ability or speech, or, you know, like what to say, or, you know, creativity in that way or something, I would definitely take note of these questions, because they could really help you. Because sometimes people just can't convey what they really do feel on the inside. You know, it's like somebody might really feel sorry, or, you know, let's say you're in a situation where you want to take your girl out for Valentine's weekend or whatever, you know, you celebrate or whatever, okay, but you can't figure out what to say to her. Okay, so you got 25 questions here, some really good questions, and some really good words that you could potentially, one of them could fit what you're trying to say. What can I do or say to make things right between us? I had a bad attitude and it showed. I should have thought more about what I was doing. Okay. And then you pick your answer, and here's another question. It says, I don't want to do this again, so I will come up with ways to avoid mistakes in the future. I apologize, or here's the next one. I apologize for my actions. You obviously don't have to forgive me, but I hope that you will. Oh, that's so sweet, right? Like, it's like I know you don't have to forgive me, but I hope that you will. That's sweet. It says, I don't want to do this again. For me personally, because I'm an action-oriented person, I am a acts of service, which is action-oriented. Mine came up, like I said, planned actions, you know, like in other words, okay, apologize, but to me, your words are cheap. Show me with your actions. Words are nice, but now my first husband, he was words of affirmation was his love language. And so for him, words were everything. And I didn't even realize that until well after we got married. I did not realize like how much he held on to things I said that affected him so deeply. And it is crazy to me because I'm so opposite, because I have like more of the type of attitude that's kind of like, I don't know. What does it say? Sticks and stones can, what was that when you were in school? Like, but your words will never hurt me, or something to that effect, whatever. Like, I don't know. I used to always pretend like I had a bubble around me and people's words would just bounce off because I could care less. It's like, say what you want to say or whatever, because at the end of the day, for me, it'd be like, if you are nothing to me, you're nothing to me. That includes your words, right? So, like, that's just how I look at it. Like, literally, I'm not going to care about a person's words as much as I care more about, like, I'm looking at their emotional state towards me, their emotions towards me. I'm looking at their actions towards me. I'm looking at that, okay? It's like, I don't know. If you say I'm sorry, and if you say it a million times, and you keep doing it to me, what good is, I don't know, what good is the apology. But that's just me. Everybody has different personalities, and everybody comes and approaches things differently, right? So like I said, for my husband, words were so important to him, and like this would be a big deal, the way, you know, expressing my, like if I was to express my sincere remorse, or, you know, just really expressing. Okay. Okay, so let me read the next one. It says, I don't want to do this again. We came up with that one. Can you possibly forgive me? Or what can I do to mend our relationship? See, to me, for me, the one I pick is, what can I do to mend our relationship? Like, what can I do? Like, let's talk about the action to avoid this again, or whatever, right? It says, I like this one, is cute. It says, I totally messed up. I could make excuses, but really I have no good excuses for my actions. That's so cute. So I totally messed up. I could make excuses, but I really have no good excuses for my actions. Oh, that's cute. It says, you have every right to hold this against me, but will you please consider forgiving me? And again, I think that's another good way of saying that, right? Okay, so now the next one, it says, I'd like to make things better between us. What can I do to make things right? That's one answer. The second one was, you don't have to answer immediately, but will you consider forgiving me for making this mistake? For me, that one there is the top one, is I'd like to make things better between us. What can I do to make things right? Like, that was the way I would answer, and I did answer. This one here, you don't have to answer immediately. You know, it depends, I guess, on how bad the wrong was, or whatever it is you're talking about. Maybe it is something that the person needs to think about. I don't know. But for me personally, like, I am very, I think because when you're a Christian and you know that, the Bible talks about forgiving your brother 77 times, or like up to 77 times, which is not really a real number. It was the principle that Jesus said, we're supposed to be forgiving basically as many times as you want to be forgiven, right? And if you're imperfect, I'm imperfect, then, we're going to ask for forgiveness, that many times. Like, if you want to be forgiven, like, we should just be doing that. And so it's not that you forgive endlessly without no accountability, or the person should be forgiven without no accountability. In fact, forgiveness is really for the person, like the person who's doing the forgiving. The forgiveness is really for us, okay? It's not so much for the other person, because forgiveness keeps you from building up animosity and jealousy and resentfulness and things like that. So, it's like you want to be forgiving, right? But that doesn't mean you have to necessarily take the person back, or maybe, it depends on whatever the situation is. Like, maybe you hired somebody to do a job and they're stealing from you. Okay, they can apologize to you and you can forgive them for that, but that doesn't mean you have to hire them again, or that you have to keep them hired. No. So it just depends on whatever the situation is, right? But anyway, if you go to the 5 Love Languages, the website, I love this book. This book is actually a very thin book, and I read it many years ago. I read it before my first husband passed away. It's by Gary Chapman. I have that book. There's also a book for children, 5 Love Languages for your children. And now this one is for the apology language. It's really good information. This is just very good. It's easy to understand. It's very basic. And if you're the kind of person that maybe you lack in interpersonal skills, or maybe you lack in communication style, or you lack in understanding psychology or people, then this is very, very easy information. And actually, you don't even, like, nowadays you can literally download the book and you can just listen to it. You can also type it in YouTube, and can listen to a podcast or listen to somebody talk about it, like how I'm doing right now, to understand. These, just to kind of get it, because to me, when you really love somebody, then you want to be able to speak the language that they need to be able to hear your love. Okay, some people have said or debated with me, and I say some people because I have friends and we talk or whatever, and some have debated the fact that this People could use this as a manipulative tool or a manipulation tool. And to that I say, God can read the intentions of the heart, right? And whatever your true intentions are behind using tools like this, it will eventually be found out. It will eventually be seen, and intentions are eventually they are eventually found out, okay? So have pure intentions. And if your pure intentions is that you really do love your significant other, your spouse, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, your whoever, your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, or whatever, and you know what their love language is, and maybe you know how to speak their apology love language, then you can come to them in a sincere way, but also in a meaningful way that speaks to them. Because again, what speaks to me, what speaks to you, it's just going to be different for everybody. And that is just accepting that God made us all different. And that's the beauty of life, is learning how to adjust, and learning how to make amends and things like that. Like, that's part of the beauty, is accepting people how they are and not asking them to change. I'm a very quirky kind of person. I do, like right now, today, look, I frequently will put my earrings. Sometimes I wear 2 different earrings. I do this all the time. I don't care. I've done this for years and years, especially when I would be like at the makeup counter, because it would make a customer or a person say something to me like, you have 2 different earrings on. And I would laugh, because I would use it as a way to get people to say something to me, right? Because it would be like a conversation starter, and I could show them whatever the lipstick or whatever it was that was being, like for the week, what was new or being promoted or whatever for that week, right? But anyway, I'm quirky. I do this all the time, and I'll put one in the front, one in the back, and I'll make it different. I don't care. I've done this many times. I have worn different socks many times. I'll put on different socks on my feet or whatever. It just depends on my mood and what I feel like doing. I'm quirky. I'm different. And everybody is different. Everybody has different things about them, and we should embrace that, in each other, and just kind of understand that it makes you a better person, more adaptable, when you can learn to adapt your communication style to the person that you actually love and care about. You are able to express that in a way so that they can hear it in a way too, like they know that, okay, they really love me, because that's usually the point. The point is, you're trying to get across to whoever that you really love them, that you really care about them. Anyway, I gotta get going. I have some things I have to do. So talk to you later. Bye.